All right, Shalom, this is your brother Shamar from the Phoenix camp. With that being said, I want to give all honor, glory, and praise to Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the brothers that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. Let's jump right into lessons. Luke 13 and 24 it says, strive to enter in at the straight gate. For many I say unto you, will seek to enter and shall not be able. So let's get that word strive, man. There's the word strive. And I want to go to definition 4. It says to endeavor with strenuous zeal, strive to attain something, man. So to endeavor with strenuous zeal, that speaks of a concentrated focus and effort. So this tells you the seriousness of this truth. This tells you the amount of effort. This tells you the amount of obligation necessary to be a man of the Lord, to be among the prophets. It takes zeal, it takes focus, it takes strenuous effort. Anything less than that is unsatisfactory, according to the scriptures. Yahweh Shai said himself, strive to enter at the straight gate. For many, I say unto you, will seek to enter. And you have a lot of people interested in the so-called Hebrew Israelite movement, the so-called black Hebrew Israelites. You have a lot of people, a lot of cheerleaders, a lot of hang-arounds, a lot of whatever you want to call them, a lot of participants in the so-called Hebrew Israelite movement. That's why it says, for many, I say unto you, will seek to enter in. So they're seeking to enter in, but they're not seeking the right and proper way. And also the scripture says, by your fruits you shall know them. So all you got to do is see the works of these participants, of these hang-arounds, of these cheerleaders, and you know that they're not putting really any effort into this truth. But what you do see is the men of Great Millstone putting forth effort, putting forth strenuous effort, zeal, focus, concentration, energy, dedication. You see that among the brothers of Great Millstone. The example starts from the apostles and elders. You see them daily making videos, concentrated focus effort. You see them weekly going onto the highways and hedges. You see them constantly rebuking, and exhorting the body of Yahweh Shai, man. And you see the brothers all the way to the brothers down in the camps. You see focus, effort. Let's get that word strive again. This is a word strive, and it says, to endeavor with strenuous zeal, strive to obtain something. To endeavor with strenuous zeal. Strenuous zeal. That means a full force, a full strength, with all you got, effort, man. And that's seen among the brothers of Great Millstone. We are known for putting in work, so to speak. We are known for making a vast amount of edifying videos on a daily basis. You can't. It's impossible for you to keep track of how many videos get put out per day by members of Great Millstone, and that's speaking on a group level. You also got to take into mind this scripture on a personal level. You have to strive. You have to strive personally to enter the straight gate, man. You have to strive personally to put forth that effort. So I'm going to get 1 Corinthians 9 and 24. It's 1 Corinthians 9 and 24. And it says, know ye not that they which run in a race run all? So like I said, you have a lot of participants in the so-called Hebrew Israelite movement. But there's only one truth. There's a lot of camps out there. There's a lot of so-called doctrines and teachers. But among all of that, there's only one truth. You know ye not that they which run in a race run all. So you have a lot of people running, man. You got a lot of people running. A lot of people seeking. Thinking that they have it, but they really don't. It says, but one receiveth the prize. So run that ye may obtain. Let's get that word obtain. It's to lay hold of, is to make one's own, to obtain, to make one, to attain to make one's own, to take it to oneself, appropriate, to seize upon, take possession. In good sense of Yahweh Shai by his holy power and influence, laying hold of the human mind and will in order to prompt and govern, to detect, to catch, and lay hold on with a mind to understand, perceive, learn, and comprehend So it says, "So run the race that you may obtain, that you may possess the truth." The scripture talking about holding fast to that which thou hast. Let's get that. That's obtaining something, man. That's running the race to obtain. Hold fast, and the word "hold fast," we're gonna get a definition with that. I'm gonna get I'm gonna get these two scriptures, or just three scriptures really. Revelation 2:25. It says, "But that which ye have already, hold fast till I come." So what do we have already, man? What do we have at this present moment? We have the knowledge and understanding of the truth. We have the proper breakdown of the scriptures. And how do you hold fast to that, man? Let's get that word fast. To use strength, that is to say, retain. To use strength, to have power to be sheathed, to master, to get possession, to become a master, obtain. To take hold of, to lay hands on, in order to get him in one's power. To hold in the hand, to keep carefully and faithfully. This is what I wanted to get right here. To keep carefully and faithfully, to continue to hold, to retain. Of death, continuing to hold on, to hold in check. And you do that by focused, concentrated effort through the Spirit. But that which you have already, hold fast till I come. So Yahweh Shai said that he admonished us to hold fast to this truth with all our strength and with all our spiritual might. Then that only goes to say through reason that there's going to be obstacles against that. They're going to come in the form of the different decrees and mandates that you see coming upon Babylon in terms of what's going on in biblical prophecy and what's going on in so-called world politics. So there's gonna be obstacles. There's gonna be what's the word I'm trying to say? Adverse conditions against this truth, where you're gonna have to fight to hold on to it. You're gonna have to fight to hold on to that belief. You're gonna have to fight to hold on to that word, and it may cost you your life. The scriptures speak about martyrs. So basically, this truth ain't no joke, man. It's not a laughing matter. It's serious as all can be, and you have to treat it as such. And you have to constantly remind yourself on a daily basis your obligation to this truth. That's why the scripture says to examine yourself, man. That's why the scripture says, I'm gonna go ahead and get it. This is Matthew 7:24. Therefore, whosoever hears these sayings of mine and doeth them, that's another example of holding fast. That's another example of strenuous effort. I will liken him to a wise man which built his house upon a rock. And the rain descended and the floods came. So those obstacles are going to be contrary to this truth. Those obstacles, they're test our strength and our grip upon this truth. There's going to be a lot of adverse things that go against us. And the rains descended and the floods came and the winds blew. That's talking about all the obstacles and trials and tribulations that you go in being in this truth, man. And beat upon the house. Your house is your foundation that you built for yourself, because when you got to think about it, you are building your spiritual house for yourself. A spiritual shelter for yourself. That brings to mind the famous story of the three little pigs. One built his house of straw, one built his house of brick, one built his house of wood, and the winds came. And the floods came and the winds blew, like the scripture says. And those that put forth the least amount of effort were those whose houses were destroyed. But he who built the house of bricks, he put the most amount of effort, that maintained and stood. So that likens to the scriptures. And the rain descended, the floods came, and the winds blew and beat upon the house, and it fell not, for it was founded upon a rock. It was founded upon the proper foundation. So that's striving, man. That's strenuous effort. You put more effort into building a house of bricks than you do building a house of straw or wood. And why? Because it's gonna last longer. That's why the apostle always say it's quality over quantity. And you got to strive for that in your personal walk, man. Quality over quantity. You know, and just doing the bare minimum. If you do the bare minimum, you're gonna get the bare minimum return. If you're gonna get the bare minimum of understanding, you're gonna get the bare minimum of spiritual strength. We don't strive to do the bare minimum. We strive to please the Lord and do as much as we can. But Scripture says you can't worship Him enough. So striving, effort, running the race that you may obtain, holding fast to that which you have. These are all biblical principles pertaining to the man of the Lord, pertaining to a man that's called in service of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And you always got to understand that this is a service. This is a calling. You know, just like the military. You know, that's a service. That's why they call it a service, because that you serve. You serve. You know, you don't do a 9-to-5 thing. You serve. You basically live that lifestyle. You know, the same thing with the truth. You live the lifestyle that the truth calls for. You know, your lifestyle is based upon the truth. You don't perform or serve the truth around your lifestyle. You don't compromise, man. Most High ain't with compromise. He's with sacrifice. That's throughout all the scriptures. We can bring a lot of scriptures about that, man. So I'm going to get Philippians 2:16. This is Philippians 2:16, and it says, holding forth the word of life. And that's what you do, holding forth. Let's get that word forth. Holding fast to. Once again, you know, going back to holding fast with that what you have. We broke that word down. The word of life, that I may rejoice in the day of Yahushai, that I have not run in vain, nor labored in vain. Yea, and if I be offered, let's get that word offered. Porters of drink offering. Upon the sacrifice and serve your faith, I rejoice with you all. So it says that I may rejoice in the day of Yahushai, that I have not run in vain, neither labor in vain. So you're only putting in a minimum amount of effort. Then you're just running in vain, man. You're laboring in vain. And that also goes to these other bug out camps teaching false doctrines. They're running in vain. They're putting forth effort into false doctrines for nothing. They're putting forth labor into false doctrines for nothing. In vain. Let's get that word vain. Let's get it says devoid of truth. Well, yeah, that's exactly what it is. A empty, vain, devoid of truth, of places, vessels which contain nothing, of men, empty-handed, without gift, without reward. See that? So there's not going to be no reward for those false teachers out there. You know, Elder Apostle Tahar, he always brought out the term hands in the pocket Israelites. You know, they're not really putting forth effort. They're just there to get the participation trophy. You know, they want a prize just for showing up. The Most High don't do that, man. The Most High rewards effort. He rewards commitment. He rewards sacrifice. This is a metaphor, destitute of spiritual wealth. Well, yeah, that's true. Of one who boasts of his faith as a transcendent possession, yet without the fruits of faith. That's a insincere man to the highest degree. And we see men like that, man. And you see these other camps like that. You know, so you got to really consider and meditate upon these things. And examine yourself daily, man. You know, hold fast. Holding fast also means keeping yourself in check. Keeping your mentality in check, your mind state, your emotional control, your mental control, your self-control. Holding fast also pertains to those two things. All those things, like you know, so there are a lot of things to consider in being in this truth. It's not just showing up to camp and reciting scriptures. You know, there's a lot of aspects. There's a lot of things that are involved in it, in the service of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. But I'm going to get Hebrews 12:1. Because Hebrews 12:1 will close it out on that. It says, wherefore seeing that we also compass about was a soul, wherefore seeing We also are compassed about with so great a cloud of witnesses. Let us lay aside every weight and the sin which is easily beset us. So that those are things that hold you back. And the only way you can know what those things are if you self-examine yourself. And let us run with patience. Get that word patience. Perseverance. See, constant effort. The race that is set before us. There is a race we set before us, and that word race also goes to the word struggle. I think. It says assembly, the place assembly. Generally, any struggle, a battle. See that? So these things must be considered in your daily walk, man. With that being said, it's a real quick lesson. Most I will hope is edifying. Most I want to give honor, glory, and praise Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Kahala Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Brothers keep on pushing. Shalom.